All right, what is going on, guys? It's Valley back at it with another video. This time, Valorant, the game that's taking the world by storm, more or less. So we're gonna be covering that today. I was lucky enough to get a beta key, so I've been playing a ton of this game, and I'm having so much fun doing it. I'm not great at it, but I'm enjoying it. I like all the characters, and today specifically, we're gonna be talking about Sage. I'm gonna make more videos about more characters, etc. as this goes out. But today we're talking about Sage, who is the healer of the group, has a wall, has a heal, has a resurrect as her abilities. But we're talking about her other ability, which is her slow field, which is a grenade that then puts down a slowing field on the ground. And we're gonna talk about some great nade spots on each map so far that you can use in your own gameplay. And yeah, let's hop right into the video. So the first nade spot is going to be right outside of, from the attacking side of Haven on B site. This door leads directly to the window, and so if you go all the way back to the wall, push up from the yellow peak and the yellow top of like the B site, and kind of just go up until you're almost straight up, you can throw a nade over the top and it will land right outside of B site, which is great for zone control, great if you're looking for a retake and don't want to get pushed. But yeah, I like that nade. Next nade is going to be onto B site from the little box outside of it. So this nade's particularly good if you're either attacking and pushing or you're trying to retake and you know there's someone at the back of site. You'll notice that time if you line it up with that little like orange light area, it'll just cover the left side. And you'll notice I throw it a little bit higher the second time and it falls more to the left side. So the higher you throw it, the less it will arc directly to the right. So if you go a little bit under that light, it won't cover the door on the left and instead will just cover the main area and just really coat this back area nicely. So if you're trying to push in here and you know there's someone on the back, you're trying to get a defuse, I think it's a really nice nade to find a ton of value with. And then we have one for the seaside spawn. So this one is just right outside of C. If you go a little bit back from the wall and directly forward, this one will land just at the back of sight on the box. You're gonna have to practice each one of these to get really exactly where you have to line it up. There's not great markers for a lot of these. That one's a nice one if you really want to cover the back of the site and try and push. Overall, a lot of these are only valuable in situations where you're trying to get a delayed push or zone control, which is what Sage is great at. This one is from the defender side of things. You can throw it over and it will land just in there if you line it up with that like light wire correctly. So I like that one a lot. Now we are on, I believe this is split. And so this one's a nice nade. This is on A site on defense. If you come out the window and hold this high ground, you can bounce it off those pillars, really get a nice bounce and control that entryway. This is great for just when the round starts, if you're worried they're going to push A, or you have it planted and you're holding that high ground and you know they're going to push. I think that's a really nice nade. This one is towards B site. This one is designed to knock people off the high ground. So there's on B site here, you're going to notice as we walk in, we're going to watch that nade fall. I'm not sure if this is the one that lands properly. Yeah, right there. So it lands just on that B like balcony. So if you're waiting for your team is waiting to push in and you're saying, hey, they're on balcony, we know they're on high ground, you can really zone them off from sitting on that area in particular and kind of controlling that doorway. So what you want to do is you want to find this little crevice in the ground here that's kind of going off that where the black part of the graphics kind of arcs. You want to go almost straight up, kind of line up with those dishes at the top of the red building. Make sure you're holding it to the right, close to the dishes, so that it lands far enough right. And then it should just land right on top of that. Coats even into kind of where that grapple up is. So it's a really nice nade that I like a lot. This one's a simple one for just trying to push through B from main. If you can get into this position, you can just bounce it off the wall. Anybody on the left will be pretty hard zoned. Anyone on the right will be in a tough position as well. If you do it a little bit further back, you can actually get it to bounce in a way that doesn't coat the stairs as much and gives you a little bit more free space, but it's still It's just nice if you think there's people holding and you want to pressure them off. From the opposite side of things, if you're on defense, you can throw it from that plant in the little corner, and you can get a nice zone of control there as well. A lot of this is just about controlling zones, controlling areas in space as Sage, and that's what's so important about her kit. I like this nade a lot because I've used this quite frequently, actually, and you can even do it the other way around and really just push someone off if you think they're holding over there. I think it's just kind of free. I don't like it as much from the other side just because it cuts the stairs too much, I feel like, but yeah. This one's nice if you want to, again, contest that high ground. So if you want to get the back of high ground, just line up with the light on that roof from about here and chuck it. It will land on kind of this back high ground area. Now, if you're worried about people on that left kind of holding around this direct corner, you can't coat it from here, unfortunately. However, you can if you go forward and you push it just... That one missed because I was still testing this, but... If you just throw it right over that corner, it will drop right in and coat that entire area instead of that back area by window. So you can just kind of hold this corner, peek out, and just right over the top. And kind of just, if they're right there, nicely slow them down. Still have to peek the corner, of course, but it's good for control. This one's good on A site if they're holding that back of sight. You don't know exactly where they are. You're trying to recontest a plant, or you're trying to push onto site and you know they're holding there. You can just bounce it directly off of this thing. If you bounce it too close to the left to that little outcropping, it will land on top of the thing instead of on the floor. So make sure you're bouncing it correctly. And again, zone control, really just forcing them to go where you want it to go. This is a nice nade on bind, I believe. I'm sorry if I get the map's names wrong. They will be up in the right corner. But you just look straight up. And this is a really nice spot if you say opping or you want to hold heaven. This is one of those ones where you just look directly up from... So you want to get close to the wall, back against the wall from spawn. Look up about 5 or 6 yellow things on the top of the roof and then throw it. And you'll just nicely have a nade right around A at the start. You can still hold heaven. You don't have to make a weird rotation from the site all the way back around to heaven or use your wall. So I like it a lot. This is a nade that's not super useful, but you can nade through that little roof area by showers on A. So I think that's useful. I think this is more useful. You can nade through these tiny little windows. I think this particular nade is not the safest because of you have to peek that door. However, there is a safer version that we're going to see in just a second. Where you can kind of peek this corner. And if you do it right, you have to make sure your crosshair is low enough and you're peeking far enough out, because otherwise it will bounce back towards you and won't go through the window. But you can bounce it through that window and ricochet, and it will nade off that area, and then you can peek with the slow. And generally, this is mostly just about zone control for Sage. You want to know where you're doing it. There's a ton of other nade spots you can use, just using wall bounces to your advantage on any site, basically. But these are ones that are nice for delayed pushes or zone control if you think they're going to push you. But yeah, I like these a lot, and I hope they help. So thanks for watching. We're going to be back with more Valorant content throughout the next couple days and next couple weeks. I'm going to put a lot into this, so if you like the content, please leave a like, comment what you want to see, what characters you want to see next. Are you enjoying the game, the beta? Tell me what you think, and yeah, have a good one.